Hello, everyone.
Hello and welcome. My name is Joe Barros. I'm the Artistic Director of New York Theater Barn, and this is Jen Sandler, the Associate Artistic Director of New York Theater Barn.
Hi, Joe. How are you guys? Welcome to our second virtual new work series.
I'm so excited about tonight's new musicals, Mommie Dearest, and I Don't Want to Talk About It.
Me too. This is going to be a really, really special night, and these are two really, really special shows, and I've been excited about this for a while. What about you?
Yeah, I have. One of the shows is inspired by an iconic memoir that became a cultural phenomenon and placed the issue of family violence in the national spotlight.
Yeah, and the other is a rock musical that pushes the boundaries of how society discusses mental illness and health, and it's written by an extraordinary new voice on the musical theater scene.
Yeah, and Jen and I had a lot of fun last week presenting the first live stream of our choreography lab with Avital Asulin, the curator and producer of the lab.
We love Avital. We had choreographers dancing and presenting work from all around the country and even in various time zones.
We sure did. We saw 4 eclectic pieces from 4 different choreographers. One piece was shot live from a dance studio. Another was improv live in the dark with a strobe light. Another was a live Chinese fan dance infused with Duncan-inspired movement. Mm-hmm. And another was contemporary dance on a hillside deck performed to a folk rock reimagining of Sondheim's Joanna as the sun was setting in Southern California.
Well, I'm still thinking about that one. Congrats, Damon Foley. It was truly, truly magical, all 4 of them.
It really, really was.
And despite our distancing, we are still finding inventive and inspiring ways to be social and creative during this crazy, crazy time and present live theater.
Exactly. And we, so thank you for being here to support live theater and this experience.
Of course, this was put in our big donation scroller up. While the universe is working against us, New York Theater Barn is proud to keep producing original live theater during this unprecedented time.
We're a nonprofit theater company, and we make a lot happen with very little. We're grateful for any tax-deductible donation that you can contribute.
And with these donations, we can continue our mission of incubating new musicals in front of live audiences.
In fact, we have another virtual installment of the New Work series planned for you next Thursday, April 16th at 7 p.m. with 2 more musicals, Borders and Sueños, our American musical.
Mm-hmm. The first show, Borders, it's a new musical by Jeannie Maguire and Ari Lauden-Simon, and it's based on the motion picture The Bubble, which is from Israel. And Borders tells the story of 2 men, an Israeli soldier and a Palestinian man who fall in love during the Second Intifada in the early 2000s.
Sueños, our American musical written by Jesse Sanchez and Jeff Chambers, follows 3 generations of a Mexican-American family as they confront challenges, make sacrifices, break cycles, and celebrate community in their pursuit of the American dream.
And both shows were previously featured in our New Work series, and we're thrilled to have them return for an encore presentation.
And now here's a clip of both shows when they were featured in our New Work series.
But it's just a kiss. It's gone in a moment, and I will be too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I want to thank Hector Flores Jr. for editing that video for us at the last minute. It looks fantastic. Thank you,
Hector.
All right, well, let's get started. Our first show is called I Don't Want to Talk About It, which has book, music, and lyrics by Ben Caplan.
Yes, Ben Caplan is a musical theater writer, performer, and music director, and his work was recently featured in Broadway's feature songbook series at Lincoln Center in January. And I've been super, super lucky to develop this show with Ben, and I've especially had the privilege of producing a concert version of this show last May at Feinstein's 54 Below. And Ben is a good friend of mine. We've worked together a lot at 54 Below. So now it's time to meet one of my best friends. Here is the wonderful Ben Caplan. And he's on mute. Hold on. There you go. Ben, you have to unmute yourself.
Are we good?
You're good.
All right. How are we doing tonight?
We're doing great. How are you?
Doing well, all things considered. Happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. Where are you coming from?
Well, I am coming to you live from beautiful Towson, Maryland, which is my hometown.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit more about your show?
Absolutely. So I don't want to talk about it. It's exploring the world of mental health and mental illness through various vignettes and songs and sketches as seen through the eyes of an unnamed protagonist. And as the protagonist is guided through all these different issues along with the audience by this protean theater troupe, the protagonist realizes soon enough that the troupe isn't there just to teach the audience, but they're there also for something much deeper that they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, can you tell us a little more about the show's development?
Absolutely. So like Jen said, we just had a concert of selections from the show back last May at Feinstein's 54 Below, featuring some fantastic performers. And as originally this was just meant to be a 12-song cycle, and the feedback we got was so positive. And after the show, the song cycle had ended, the next day I realized that there was so much more to discuss when it came to this issue, and that there was so much we could make into a full-length theatrical piece, dealing with an issue that a lot of people think is so taboo. And that's one of the main things I discuss in the piece, is that because people think it's so taboo, we're not doing everything we possibly can sometimes to really attack the issue and help people.
And I think especially right now with what we're dealing with, it's even more important, right?
I agree, absolutely. During this time, there's a lot going on. People are scared. People are anxious. People are worried about what's going to happen next. And especially during this time, I just want to let people know that I hope that you are doing what you need to take care of yourselves, not just for what is necessary in terms of life, in terms of groceries and all of that stuff that is so vital, but also just as vital is taking care of yourself mentally. And know that if you do need help, that there are people out there that are always willing to talk to you during this time.
Awesome. So you have 2 songs tonight, right?
I do. I've got 2 songs tonight. I'm not going to try to talk a ton about them because I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to let the songs do the talking for me. So the first song you're going to hear tonight is the title song of the show. It's the opening number, and it's sung by this unnamed protagonist, which tonight is being played by my wonderful friend, Phil Sloves. Yeah, right on cue.
Are we going?
Yeah, we're ready.
Sure.
Here we go. If you could see inside my head, you would see a great big mess I'm making. A giant mass of flaws in fiction and other things that keep my brain from breaking. And it's taken me a long, long time, so long, to tell myself there might be something wrong. Somebody force my hand, because I don't want to talk about it. Somebody read my mind, because I can't stand to tell. I don't want to say its name out loud, not something that I'm proud of. So I don't want to talk, don't want to talk about it. You wear a face, you feign delight, so people won't believe that you're in trouble. It isn't fun, but keeps the peace. And I'm not looking to burst someone's bubble, but searching hard you might just find, to my frustration, a door that opens an emotional hoarder's dream vacation. Somebody force my hand, because I don't want to talk about it. Somebody read my mind, because I can't stand to tell. If I do not have to name it, then I keep you from my pain, and that's why I don't want to talk about it. Somebody make me see through all my fast talk and my pride. Just try and break me, and once you do, take a look inside. The time has come for me to speak. I'm sorry in advance for my disruption. My nerves are frayed, and I am tense, for I am on the edge of great eruption. And I know it's not a good thing to keep concealing, but it's so hard to tell you how I'm feeling, what I'm feeling. You've got to force my hand, because I don't want to talk about it. You've got to read my mind, because I can't bear to tell. If I tell you that I need your ear, just someone who will hear me, then though I don't want to talk, I'll feel good if I can talk, So I'm finally gonna talk, I'm gonna talk about it.
Yay, that was great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. Hope you're having a good quarantine.
Yes, thank you. You guys too. Stay safe out there.
Yeah. So we have another song for you, right?
Yes, so we've got our second song for tonight. So the night after this song cycle premiered last May, the next day, I realized that I didn't have a very important issue tackled in the concert, and I sat down and wrote the first draft for the song you're about to hear tonight, which is the first time it's going to be heard in public. So the second song you're going to be hearing takes place in Act 2 as part of a vignette that deals with a very important topic, that there are millions of people all over the country, all over the world, who are dealing with mental health issues every day, for which the proper health care is not accessible to them. And it shows the disparity between those who have and those who have not.
Sounds familiar.
Yes. So this song is called Brother, Can You Spare Me a Brain? And performing the premiere of this song is my wonderful friend, Brynn Williams.
Hi, Brynn.
Hi. There's no good way to spin it, but I need assistance. My head is broken, the battery's low. I've got no cash and no place to go. I'm running on fumes, and the fumes run so slow. But before you pass by without a second glance, is there a chance I could ask for a favor? For a pitiful neighbor? I can't pay. Brother, can you spare me a breath? A single cell will do, and I'll be on my way. Romance, no man. It's not in my nature to grovel. That's just what comes with the cobble that I call home. I ask for help, but people just think that I'm high, and no one can see that my circuits are frying. They think that I'm lying or toss me a handful of change. But I don't need your coins to fill my empty case. I don't need kindness you find in your clothes. I only need one thing of note. Oh, brother, can you spare me a brain? Mine seems to be lost, and the cost of a new one's a price I can't pay. Brother, can you spare me a brain? A single cell won't do, then I'll be on my way. I can live without shoes. My feet don't feel the heat or feel the cold. I can live without pockets. What good are pockets with nothing of value to hold? I don't ask for a lot, 'cause greedy I'm not. And I know you've got places you've gotta be, but begging for help is the only solution, short of the better me. Give me some grief, brother. You've got to believe that I'm struggling. Brother, I would give you the shirt off my back for a small piece of sanity. Brother, please don't bleed it. I just need a brain to stop all the bleeding. I'm not too proud for crawling or crying to stop me from dying inside. Brother, can you spare me a brain? Brother, can you spare me a brain? Brother, can you spare me a brain? A single cell will do, then I'll be on my way.
Woo! That was amazing.
Thank you.
Fantastic job, Brynn. And,
Thank you.
and whoever Khalil Skipper is,
He really likes you.
That sounds like my friend Cedric. Hi, Cedric.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Brynn, and thanks so much, Ben.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Ben, I know you had a few people to thank before we finish.
I wanted to make sure that I thanked my two wonderful friends, Jakob Reinhardt and Scott Still, who helped me record these tracks from their various quarantines in Brooklyn and in Germany.
Yeah, and they're two people I work with all the time, and they're amazing.
They are so wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you all for listening. And thank you, Jen and Joe, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Fantastic.
It's
Thanks
our
so much,
pleasure.
Ben. All right. moving right along to our second presentation.
So we're on to our second show. Our second show tonight is Christina Crawford's best-selling memoir turned movie turned musical now, Mommie Dearest, and it is written by Christina Crawford and David Nehls.
Yes, and our cast and David Nehls are backstage right now, and Christina Crawford is waiting on the phone for us. So Christina Crawford is the adopted daughter of legendary film and television actress Joan Crawford, and David Nehls is the composer-lyricist of the Great American Trailer Park Musical and its sequel, among other shows. When it was first released in 1978, Mommie Dearest made an indelible impression on America's cultural landscape. It enjoyed 42 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. It spawned a cult film classic based on the book and placed the issue of family violence in the national spotlight. Issues of family violence brought to light then have yet to be resolved today, and the book still stands as a catalyst for change.
Yes, and it's one of my favorite movies. Christina Crawford is also an advocate for adoption reform, the rights of women and children, and a pioneer in making family violence an issue of national concern.
Right, and I've had the great privilege of being a part of the development of Mommie Dearest over the past 3 years, working closely with David Nehls and Christina Crawford as the director. And I can say that the musical is very different from the movie. It's a lot like its original source material, the book written by Christina. So now let's meet Christina, who's joining us over the phone from her home in Idaho.
I know, that's a treat. We didn't have fun here.
Hello, Idaho greets you.
Christina, thanks so much for joining us. You're 3 hours ahead of us in Idaho.
Well, I'm on Pacific time.
She's behind.
Great. Can you tell us why you decided to make Mommie Dearest a musical, and why now? Why does the world need Mommie Dearest the musical?
Well, you know, Joe, I think that music can reach people's hearts and mind in a way that is unique. And for me personally, writing has always been a very solitary pursuit. So working on a musical where you see the words suddenly become lyrics and the scenes become live with music and action and dance and these wonderful performances, I mean, it's been just a joyous experience for me. But to go back to why, Mommie Dearest at its core is about abuse of power. And that is something that a lot of us are seeing around us every day. The musical itself, Mommie Dearest, focuses on the relationship between the adopted brother and sister, how they survive abuse, abandonment, and even total destruction at the hands of a narcissistic, sociopathic Hollywood woman, while at the same time, movie magazines were portraying these children as having tremendous privilege, which couldn't have been further from the truth. So these two kids that we follow through the musical from childhood to adulthood survive because they stick it together. They never give up. They love one another. And the last lyrics in the finale for the musical are, "No more secrets, no more lies, we are all accountable."
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Christina. Wow, when you put it like that, it seems like Mommie Dearest was always destined to be a piece of musical theater.
Yes, but not without David.
That's right. Well, not without David Nehls, your collaborator.
Hi, Christina.
David says hello, by the way.
Hi, David.
All right. Well, we're going to let Christina go now, and we're going to talk to your collaborator, David Nehls. Thanks so much, Christina, for being here.
Christina, have a good night.
Thank you, Theater Barn. Thank you very much, and be safe, be well, and just know that I send my love.
Thank you. All right, David Nehls. How are
Hi,
you?
everybody.
Someone said, is Christina Crawford live during a quarantine? Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
And David, you were in Colorado?
Correct. I'm here in Denver. 2 hours behind you.
Awesome. Can you tell us how you became involved in Mommie Dearest and how the project has evolved since you've come on board?
Well, Christina and I had worked together on a New Works festival here in Denver at an old theater, the historic Elitch Theater. She had created an award for female playwrights, and a few years ago she came out during the New Works Festival to present the award, and she and I got to talking during a party, and you know, she said, I've done a treatment for a musical of Mommie Dearest, and would you do some spec work? And I said, sure. Next thing you know, we're doing a reading in New York City with you directing, and it's been a terrific experience working with Christina, because we're collaborating on the lyrics, which is not something I would normally do. So to watch the authenticity, you know, I'm working with the actual source material on this piece, and it's been very rewarding and exciting, and showing a different take on Mommie Dearest from what the world knows, what's been out in the ether for the past 40 years, has been fascinating.
Wonderful. Well, we'd love to hear the first song. We're extremely excited about it because it's the first duet that we are attempting with two different actors in two different households. It's daunting, and I'm very excited to see if it works, what we've come up with. I have to send out a shout out to Zach Miller, who helped me put together these tracks. We did it kind of lightning fast and hoping that it's good. But this first song involves both Christopher and Christina Crawford. So we have Charlie Levy playing Christopher and Tina Scariano playing Christina. And this is a song called Lucky, and it takes place in a very interesting history of Christopher and Christina's relationship with Joan Crawford, in which Christopher was about to be sent off on a merchant ship without his passport. Joan was trying to get rid of him, and Christina took this on, and they got him off. They actually won a case against Joan Crawford, and this is the song that happens after they have won that case. So here is Charlie and Tina with Lucky.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? What's gonna happen now?
Can we do that again?
Yeah, let's hold for a second. We're gonna try that one more time.
Okay.
Guess what? Somebody called me while I was in the middle of this.
No.
I turned off. I'm on airplane mode, and it still called me. Okay. Can you see me and hear me?
We can hear you. We can't see you yet.
I'm coming. Good Lord. Okay, hold please.
No problem. While we're waiting, I should also note that this was actually the second Christopher. There were two Christophers. I remember that's one of the stories that Christina had told us while we were working on this process. David Nehls, tell us a story.
Well, yeah, you know, I'm not as familiar with the two Christophers because we don't really approach that too heavily in the script of the musical. But one thing that I take a great source of pride in with this particular musical is that we give Christopher a voice that he has not had previously. Any incarnation of Mommie Dearest that you've seen, whether it was the film or Christopher doesn't really have a huge role in it, but in our production, he does. He has a lot to say. And a good friend of Christina's, who's been a friend of hers for most of her life, said how gratifying it was and how happy he would be wherever he is in the world to know that he has been given a voice.
Thank you. And it looks like we're back and ready to go.
We're ready.
Hi guys. Sorry about that.
Hi.
You're good.
You're popular.
I guess. I know. I was like, no.
All right.
All right.
You ready, sis?
I'm ready, bro.
Okay.
What am I gonna do? What's gonna happen now?
You understand, the court won't let me have you because I'm not 21 yet. But it will work out.
Why try to make it through? What's it all worth anyhow?
All you have to do is sleep in the settlement house. It'll be okay now. I'll be there. I love you, Christopher.
I'm so confused. I'm so afraid.
From the outside, everyone thinks we're so lucky.
Lucky I wasn't sent away in a merchant ship. Instead, I'm stuck in some juvenile home, which is a really different trip. Lucky to be left alone. Out in the world, we're on our own, forced into thinking far beyond our years. Yeah, lucky is what you'd call this right here. How lucky we are to figure out how we're gonna feed ourselves. My sister works in a restaurant 3 nights a week, and that's the food she gets to eat. We only have each other, thanks to the woman who calls herself our mother. Haven't lived at home since I was 8 years. Yeah, lucky is what this is right here. Lucky, yeah, we're so lucky. That's the word for my sister and me. Lucky, yeah, we're so lucky. Luckiest kids for the world to see. There's never trouble in our little bubble. I'll trade places if you wanna be lucky like me. How lucky am I to look for a job when I'm underage? And want to hire a kid or spend a year in jail? No wonder I have so much rage. Lucky to face such hard times. The court still can't figure out my crimes. This has been going on for too many years. Yeah, lucky is me right here. Lucky, yeah, we're so lucky. That's the word for Christina and me. Lucky, yeah, we're so lucky. Luckiest kids for the world to see. There's never trouble in our little bubble. I'll trade places if you wanna be lucky like me.
Do my best to help you. Nobody better understands you. Don't you see this as a victory we've won? Together we have to make it. This is a chance and we have to take it. And any chance is better than none.
Lucky I have my sister,
who won't let you admit defeat.
Lucky we have each other.
You're welcome anytime at my tenement flat on 72nd Street. There's even one shared toilet for every floor.
Who could ask for anything more? You're the best thing about living through the years. I guess lucky is what you'd call this right here. I'm lucky I have you. Lucky is what you'd call this right here.
Fantastic.
We did
It was a duet online.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Charlie. Beautiful work. Thank you, Tina. And we'd love to move on to the second song.
Let's talk more about
Yes.
the second song.
So the next song that we're going to present tonight is what we would call the 11 o'clock number, you know, in musical theater terminology. It's a song called It's Over. It's sung by Christina at the crucial moment where the relationship with her mother is over. Now, this is taken from an actual poem that Christina wrote at the time that this happened. So this is one of those lyrics that I have nothing to do with. It is all Christina. It is completely from her heart, completely from her own authenticity. And yeah, so it has that definite feeling that it is for real.
But you set it to music.
Yes.
Let's take it away then.
All right. It's over. You destroyed my career. You took away my family. You beat and shamed me. But you can't have my life. You can't have my soul. It's over. I'm saying goodbye and walking away. How can you live without family? I will have to learn. How can you live without mother or father? I will say I'm an orphan. I have to stop trying to love you. It's over. It just doesn't work. I have to stop hating you. Hate poisons my spirit. It's over. With you, for you, about you. I have to stop trying to love you. No regrets, no remorse, no more lies. I tried everything and now I'm only 30. I will survive. I will find love, and I choose to walk away. I will succeed far, far away from you. I will stop trying to love you. It's over, and now my life can go on. I will stop trying to love you. It's over, and now I realize whatever the future holds for me, the one truth that has become crystal clear is it's over. You destroyed my career. You took away my family. You beat and shamed me. But you can't have my life. You can't have my soul. It's over. It's over. It's over.
Yay!
Wow.
I just love
Killing it.
Tina Scariano. The first time I ever saw her, she was an immediate replacement for Mona Nichols in Prospect Theater Company's Death for Five Voices. Thought she was amazing. She didn't know me. She came in and auditioned for a show for me, and I wanted to cast her as the lead, but the producer told me I couldn't, as good as she was, because he had pictures from another woman who had done the role already. So then I remembered her and wanted to work with her. And when it's wild, right? And when Mommy Dearest came along, she's the first person I thought of, and she's been incredible. And so I'm so proud.
Yay.
Thank
And
you
we
so
love
much,
Tina.
Joe. Thank you. Thank you to all you guys. This has been such an amazing journey the past few years, and I'm just so happy to be a part of this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, David, and thank you, Tina.
Thank you, guys. And I have to say, before we go, I just want to thank you so much for keeping us going, because in this time of uncertainty, theater people know how to keep going, damn it. So thank you.
I keep seeing this quote where people say, you know, at the end of the day, when this happened, you turn to TV, you turn to movies, you turn to games, you turn to artists, and we're, you know, that's what's getting us through. It's true.
Yeah, and we.
Oh no, did it cut out?
You froze.
Oh no. Well,
So thank you.
Cool. We lost you for a second. Would you repeat that? All right. Well, I'm sure it was something
I'm
incredibly
sure it was
profound.
something great.
Everything was.
Oh, there he is.
It was amazing. Now,
Guys,
just
our live
the-
stream's
the-
great.
we-
Anything
we
can
thank you so much
happen.
for all artists.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
David.
David. And we want to thank Christina Crawford as well.
Thank you.
Good night. So
All right,
think
everybody.
show.
That is our show for tonight. So thank you for being a part of this live stream presentation of New York Theater Barn's New Work Series.
Yeah, and we want to thank all our writers. We want to thank Ben and Christina and David. And we want to thank all our performers. We want to thank Phil and Brynn. And we want to thank Tina and Charlie.
And we believe that art is the greatest form of hope. So we're happy to be able to bring you live theater.
Yeah, and New York Theater Barn will continue to incubate new musicals in front of live audiences during this trying time. Like we said, we have another one of these next week. And then we have one again the week after, which we haven't announced yet, but now we are.
Yeah. And we believe that, we want to support artists and new musicals in this time. So we're glad that everybody could be here for us.
Exactly. And this is scary, but we're getting through it because we have each other.
And lastly, we'd like to wish everyone a happy Easter and a happy Passover.
Hak Sameh, a happy Pesach, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Good night,